soon throw a punch. What I'm doing is attacking to the neck with punch cuts and stabs using the reverse grip. The neck is a chief target zone, prime target zone for knife fighting attacks. This part of punch cutting. I'm using the reverse grip here and punching the blade into the neck. So the neck is an optimal target zone for knife attacks. And what I just did was punch cuts followed by double tap stabs to the neck. That's a punch cut. Show from the side. Here. See, and I punch him with the blade, hence the name punch cutting. Because rather than doing this, here, slicing, I'm having a firm grip, and then throwing a punch, and I call it punch cutting, where I'm punching with the blade. So you can throw a punch, you can throw this knife fighting attack. Yeah. It can hit with devastating power. The neck is a prime target for knife attacks. Here's the neck. Now I'm alternating punch cutting stabs to the neck. This little never seen here, so I'm gonna wash my hands and build up the gloves. A little bit lighter. See, that's a punch cut. Here. See, and I'm punching the blade, which means it's a devastating attack. It has near decapitation potential, meaning if you punch cut it to the throat like this, a person like me that can punch fast and hard, hit hard and punch them. If you throw the punch holding a knife to the neck, this has the potential, if landing on the chin, to sever the windpipe, trachea, whatever it's called, both carotid arteries, and I think quite possibly jugular veins. So if I can land this blow, this one attack can kill the person. If I can land this one technique, it has the potential to drop the person, especially if you reach the spine. You have carotid arteries. Why is the neck the target zones? Because one of your vitals is getting oxygen into your lungs. You also need blood to your brain and other organs. So you have carotid arteries on both sides of the neck, pretty near the skin. You have a windpipe here that you draw here into the lungs. You have jugular veins. So a slash here will result in copious amounts of blood pumping out of the body. Now, if you can sever both carotid arteries, which this technique can lead to, if you think about it. If I'm attacking to the neck here, do this slow motion, connect here with a punch cut. Like this, the neck, the carotid artery is right there under the skin, very close. Now, if you look at the momentum of my attack and the trajectory, I'm punching here, so the natural flow energy will be to go over here. Now with the same attack, the punch guard, if you connect here, cuts the carotid artery, keeps direct, cuts the windpipe, and can cut the septal on the other side. And that's a insurvivable wound, 99.9% of the time. So this is one of these techniques that I like to drill. Ways of attacking. Because if I can land this just once, it has the potential of causing a fatal wound. There's one of these things where it sounds like fake martial arts kung fu stuff. It's like here's a palm strike, pie mace, 5-finger death punch. You land this one technique, it's like kills a person. Only it's real. Meaning, just in the same way that a gunshot wound to the forehead, 99% of the time, if it's high enough for caliber, like a 9 in the forehead, like 99% of the time you will kill the person. See, that one technique landing to this target zone, see, specific target zone, this thing landing there. It's like 90+% the person dies if you're able to deliver that attack. So the same way, this knife fighting technique, I call it punch cutting. I use the reverse grip. If I can punch here, even if it's straight, it's like you can cut through here. So this is one of my favorite techniques to drill. And one of the chief prime target zones is the neck. Neck wounds are often fatal. You can't put a tourniquet to the neck. So if you cut the windpipe, it becomes really hard to breathe. You might also be inhaling blood into lungs. Now you're gonna have profuse bleeding. You can't, if you get shot here, if I get shot here, I can apply a tourniquet here on the shoulder. If I get shot right above the knee, I can apply a tourniquet here. Okay. Now if you apply a tourniquet to the neck, that's a blood shot, like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu rear naked choke, which means you go unconscious from the compression of the arteries. That's how blood shots works in jiu-jitsu. You squeeze both sides of the neck, that's the carotid arteries, and just, it's like a garden hose where you squeeze it tight enough, it stops the flow. So if you squeeze on both sides, within 10 seconds, the person loses consciousness. Why? Because the blood stops being supplied. The blood stops being delivered to the brain carrying oxygen, and you lose consciousness within 10 seconds. So if you, for one thing, there are many things. So if you cut the carotid arteries, both carotid arteries, very quickly the person will become unconscious, and they will bleed profusely. Also distance cuts. And then if you make it explosive, you're more likely to have good effect. So this is what I call punch cutting, using reverse grips here. And just as I'm throwing a punch, same body dynamics to 95+%. And that's a punch, 1, 2. And see, and with the punch, I'm aiming to connect to his chin. Now, applying the same technique to knife fighting becomes an effective way to attack. Because I'm holding the knife here, and instead of punching to the jaw here, aiming to my knuckles, I'm punching and missing to the left of purpose as a mental model, where instead of hitting here with the knuckles, like a normal boxing punch, I'm throwing a punch while holding a knife and hitting, missing on purpose to the left, which means I'm punching the blade at the person's neck. So if you can generate immense power with boxing techniques, you can throw hard and fast punches like that. You got punching power. If you hold the knife, it's the same ball dynamics. Same with, for one thing, many things. Close to the ball. Now if I had knives, it's 95% the same technique again. Here's a punch. Now if I hold the knife, notice how I throw the body hook here. Now the difference is it's 95% same technique, only the wrist is rotated to the left, see? And the same body dynamics from here up as throwing a boxing hooks in here. So the only difference is wrist down, see? So here, boxing hook with the knuckles. Here, a hook stab. Instead of here, I'm turning it. The same body dynamics, I'm hitting hard to this area. So you can use boxing techniques and also Muay Thai techniques. For one thing, of many things. I have my own knife fighting system. So a lot of it is based off of pre-existing techniques and martial art forms. For example, if you know how to deliver force with an elbow strike here, and this is a metal thing here, with elbow strike, let's see here. See here. Now for knife fighting, if I can generate force in this way with the elbow or higher, now if I hold the knife, see, I already have the skill of generating power, a powerful impact, only the distance changes. So instead of connecting here with the elbow, I'm connected with the knife there. Now you have to have a firm grip where you risk losing the knife. So here's another after elbow strike. See here, okay. Now if I'm holding a knife, same technique, holding a knife. See, and I'm impacted with the knife blade. Force generation for my Thai downward elbow strikes. See here, this same body dynamic, holding a knife, only hitting with a different range, it becomes a powerful potential cranium breaking technique. So I've talked about this before. I saw a clip with Robert talk about the surrealism of The Walking Dead, how the survivors in zombie movies, it's not realistic. And I agree with me part, because like, yeah, the zombie movies, they have like a zombie, and they just go like this. And the knife slides into the zombie's brain. It's like, that's unrealistic, it takes more force. Yes, it's correct, partially. Now you have to remember that they're in a state of decay. So zombies, if you look at the body, it's like everything has been broken down in a state of decay. So the bone's density is going to be lower, connective tissues, like everything is going to be weaker. So here's the point. There is potential to crack through the cranium, which is another, if you land this technique, it has the potential of ending the person one blow. If you can break through the cranium and get into the brain, that's hard to survive. Now, it's not going to be easy where you just go tap it and expect it to go through the face into the brain, okay? To break through the cranium, you have to generate serious kinetic energy, serious force. And what are some important factors there? Well, your grip, okay, and the strength of the knife, two important factors. So if you have the technique now, but you have a weak knife and you're hitting really hard, okay, if it's a weak knife, you hit bone, snap and breaks the blade, or bends it, okay? So you have to have a strong blade, and you have to have a strong grip, okay? So here's a Muay Thai downward elbow strike attack. See there, and that's, I can hit it hard, okay? Now the same body dynamics apply to knife fighting, force generation, I call it, or generating force from this arm down here, holding a knife, I can generate enough force where I can break through the cranium. Especially if you do the flying attacks. See, and I'm putting my whole body behind it, working with gravity. So this in of itself, I can be static and generate enough force, hit hard enough, where if the knife is strong enough, it can break through the cranium. Now, to like overkill, generate more force, I launch myself and then into the air and then crash down like this. So a lot of my knife fighting techniques, drills, and like my knife fighting system, how I train and teach, it's based on boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing. And there's different things you can do too, but basically if somebody already knows boxing, you can bridge it and take it from boxing, apply it to knife fighting, and they'll be more effective in knife fighting, delivering really dangerous attacks. So I like techniques that have the potential to end the fight if you land one of these techniques once, understand? Where it's like the neck cut. If I can land it once, it can end the person. It can have them finished, okay? If I can land it once.
if I can break through the cranium with a stab that goes into the brain that ends them, rather than relying on 20 slashes to generate bleeding from the arms and here and there to have the person bleed out. So this is the punch cut muscle. See, that's a punch cut. It's like throwing a punch, only instead of hitting here and punching my knuckles into his jaw, I'm missing on purpose to the left while holding the knife in the reverse grip here, which means I'm going to be punching the blade into his neck. And it's the same technique as throwing a punch. See, and I'm punching it in here. Now, if this is a knife that's sharp and this is human neck, it will get in here, cut the carotid artery on the right side because it's going to go here through here. The natural flow will be go here. Look when I'm pushing on this. See, it goes here and then goes around, and it's going to go into and to the side. So if I connect here to this side of the neck, I might also scratch the spine here. So if I go here, carotid artery on this side, punch here, it's going to keep going this way. Cut the windpipe and the other carotid artery on the other side. So, and you can hit it from the side, you can hit it from the front, you can hit it from all around. If you hit it from the back, you impact the spine, which can also drop a person instantly. If you reach the nerves in between the vertebrae, in between the discs. So, here, that became more slashy than pushing. Here's another way targets on. Here's a breastplate. So entering in at the belly button. That's why I teach it. So there's different target zones and attack in different positions. So from here, I can attack to the neck, okay, deliver a significant wound, push into the neck. From here, I can crash down into the cranium, possibly break through the cranium into the brain. From here, I can also do the upward elbow strike, augmented for knife fighting. All that impact with the blade, and it becomes very powerful. Now, the unrefined amateur way that a lot of knife attack have is called the grab and stab sewing machine. Someone grabs onto it and starts spamming the attacks like this. So there's a more refined way. This is the center line. If I can get a good grip on that, any part of the body, or control the neck. Ultimately, I'm looking to impact at the belly button. So I teach the belly button as a target, as a bullseye for the upward thrusts. Why enter in here? Well, because the blade is long enough to reach into the heart, or the major blood vessels going to and from the heart. Whereas here is a breastplate, bone armor. So if I'm here, why would I try to get the heart by going straight into the breastplate and try to crash through and get to the heart area? It's better than entering at the belly button area at an upward angle, slide under the breastplate into that area. Now also, if I go in here, there's a lung on that side, there's a lung on that side, which are vitals. So if I go here and launch it once, retract, the person starts moving over here, I throw it here, now I might impact under here or at a different angle if you're moving and then get a line. So chief targets also. Here, an upward angle, entering at the belly button, an upward angle, around the belly button, okay, but you can aim from the belly button at an angle if the blade is long enough. If the blade is short, you have to aim higher. Also hooking stabs on the rib cage, like here, and here. You have a lever here. So I'm going to do some circles now. And then there's the muscle memory for firing the return stab, which is also part of my knife fighting system. Where slash like this, and return with a stab, it's good to be muscle memory for that. Knife fighting 1-2s, because you get into positions where you can throw a follow-up stab. If I go here, for example, slash. You notice I end up starting off over here. And then the natural follow-up is facing the same angle, right to left slash, followed by left to right stab, see? So here. 1, 2. I have to go lighter because this is a bendy training knife. So from here, 1. Notice how I just bought this position by default, by the previous attack, which is the position where I can launch these. So I like to do 1, 2 slash stab combos. So with this grip now, which is not my favorite grip, with this grip, 1 slash here, notice I end up here with the side of the body, and now I can return with a stab. See? Same from this side, cap here, end up over here. Natural follow-up is a stab from this position. So knife fighter 1, 2 slash stab combos in both grips can be good to drill. It looks like this. 1, notice where I end up, like here. And from here, obviously, I can stop spamming stab from this position. So the best way to train is not to be a muscle memory for going attack once with a slash. I had this position, waste it, return to the guard, go down here and then stab here. I already got into the auto position for launching a thrust by launching the stab before that. See here, now I'm here, and can return here. It looks like this. And I have a power fighting style. But I don't do like this quick like flicks of the wrist type of stuff. I put power into everything. Enough to break bone. If I connect with a stab to rib cage, I have enough force in it to crash through the rib cage into the line, for example. And it's like everything powerful. And not like this kind of flick of the wrist stuff, which can be effective, too, like really effective, do like figure 8 type stuff. I like the powerful stuff. And with this grip, attacking hard to the neck, it's not as strong of a grip for leaving hard attacks as this grip. Like this grip, hitting impact on orbit offers like sudden intense resistance. This grip is not as strong as the reverse grip. It's a much stronger grip. So we're going to be circling, stabbing and slashing. I'll show it from this side. So if you notice, it's a 1, 2. You see? And now I'm here. Why is the natural follow-up here? See? So this is a very good knife fighter system developed. Like the knife fighter 1, 2 flows. Because it's an energy efficient system where you're flowing with it and you're using natural chains of movement. So if I end up here, and I cut here, see, and I just cut here, I end up here. Now, why would I go back to guard and then do something else? I have a position where if I wanted to attack with downward angle into this area, like say the collarbone or the neck, it's like I'd like to go up here and then stab down. So if I attack here, do you understand? If I'm blocking and I would want to land this here, I go up here and then crash down. So since I'm throwing a slash from here and end up here, now I already got the position that I want to be in to launch that attack. So it's a natural flow of movement. So here, from here, I impact here. What's going to happen? I'm going to slide off more or less to the side. And if I miss especially, see, okay, if I miss with a powerful attack, end up here. Now what is this? That's a position to launch powerful stabs to here, or to here. Okay. So the first attack sets up the second attack, similar to a boxing 1, 2, 2. See here, this generates force for this thing, where this one turns my body, charges up the next attack. Here, see. Now this my body's turned here, which means I'm in a position like a flow, a natural flow. I bought this position which is charged up for this punch. And it's a bit risky, it's like metal stuff hanging off of this. So, anyway. Hey bro, I'm not your bro. Okay. I don't know you, so you're not my bro. Unless you're a saved man, Christian, not my brother. Now notice how this attack, I'm here like a scissor. Where's the natural way to close a scissor? See? Go here, see here, scissor here, natural follow-up. But from here, here, what is the natural follow-up? It's like a scissor, see? Open, close. Open, close. See? So, and that's a nasty gas there, if you connect. There's some other techniques. Here. From here, I can quickly crash into line support from here, here. Now, I show you a chaining movement here. From here, this is similar to closing the distance by dropping your weight in boxing and then throwing jab. If I'm moving in here, I like to get counter. So ultimately, I do so to make it hard to hit my head as I close the distance while setting up an attack. So instead of this, for example, and this is set up for the powerful overhand right. See? So at least I'm dropping my weight, my level here, connected with a jab. This is set up for overhand right attack. See here. Now here in the knife fight, from here, I can roll in, crash an overhand cut here or here, whatever, but ultimately to the head region. But from here, see here, and up here. Now, if I have more from the body, this is a reverse grip way of stabbing too, which can be more unexpected, and it's coming from below, which can make it harder to see coming and intercept. And it is something that can surprise people. If I have this grip here, see, here. See, and I go down here, and attack there to the belly button and up there. There's nothing you can do. If you can get somewhere here, here. This is also like a vice, is push-pull. So if I can get the knife behind the head, like here, and I have this other head to control the head but for a moment. See, that's a push-pull. There's a risky maneuver because you're pulling towards your arm and your body. Here. Now, just from here, I can more control and I tap around like this, or do more straight push-pull force like this. But here, there, okay. So, also another thing to drill, if you look into really improve your knife fighting ability, is to drill muscle memory for missing and recovering from missed shots. That also makes sense, because in a real chaotic fight, you're more likely to miss shots. Even if you look at high-level boxers or UFC fights, there's a lot of shots that are missed, and turns the guy's body has to recover from the new position. They understand? Meaning, it's like no matter how good you get in knife fighting, if you get in a knife fight and you throw a lot of attacks, it's not unlikely like at least one of your attacks will miss. Okay. So in boxing, for example, or UFC, you can have things where like you see this happening. See, and that was a grazing blow on purpose, but I could feel the tip of his nose. See, but like throwing, and then the person pulls the head back or jumps back, and it's like here, and then recovering with something else. So even if you get really good, you're not unlikely to have missed shots. So important part of drilling is building muscle memory from recovering from awkward positions. You can drill that by purposely putting yourself in awkward positions and then practice recovering from them, which has been part of habit training. Like for example, it's like here, okay? It's like here, okay? What if I end up here? What can I do from here? Well, see here. So you don't want it to be like in a real life knife fight. It's like you end up here, and this is the first time you have to figure out how to effectively, like, do you understand? It's like you want to have muscle memory, where it's like your arm is over here, and then connect the ball and connect with some over there. So it's not like the first time in a knife fight that it's like you have to figure out how to go from here to here or something like this. So anyway, misses can happen. And also, impact with the techniques will turn your body out of position. So if you look at this, if I hit here, see, it slides to, even though I hit, it still slides to the side. So here, see, and that's powerful. This is real life. This chest will be cut up and done. So here, see, notice how I'm sliding and up over here. So once again, really muscle memory from recovering from this position. Knife fighting 1, 2, slash stabs, slash, stab, slash, stab to the same target zone, slash, stab, see, slash, stab. And then the beginner level of doing this is doing both attacks to the same target zones. See, so obviously you can do things like this. Slash here, that's to the left side of the neck. And the stab can be to a different target zone here on the rib cage. Now, initially drilling this could be good to stick to the same target zone and really be able to connect the same target zone with both your attacks. So from here, 1, 2, see, and this attack charges up this attack, like a powerful stab there. You can also trace the same angles, like on the clock. So if I go 12 to 6 with a slash, I can go 6 to 12 with the thrust. Just trace the same angle. See, 1, 2, see, or at this angle, 11 to 5. And then 5 to 11 with the stab, see. And it's the same angle, tracing the same angle. Slash, stab, slash, stab, slash, stab, see. It's the same angle. Later on, if you get better at that, you can start doing things where you're putting the slash to this target zone, head level, and then the stab to different target zone, like there, for example. So, and now I'm focusing on accuracy, where I can feel if I hit with the pinky, which is not where I want to hit. That gives traction and slows down my attack. And if it's bone, it can also break my finger. So this is really connected with the blade and not feeling my fingers hit the person. You see? So I mixed it up there. So from here, I turn it to this end. So here's neck characters too. So this is knife fighting grappling, which if you get into a clinch with the opponent, and maybe you start doing the grab and stab, if you can get the neck here, so if I close the distance here, and I throw 4 attacks here, like at upward angle here. Now if I'm this close, and the person is this close, I can go for getting the knife behind the neck and cutting his neck here, or pull in a different way. Have this here, I can rotate. If I have the knife here, and we start wrestling, understand? It's like you might cut without trying to cut. Or here's a take cut. See, you understand? If I'm here, stab, stab, get here, he doesn't take down on me. It's like the knife is still behind his neck, see? It's like he can get cut on the way down, and if I end up in the back, my arm might still be behind his back, he can cut smarter. What, you like training to become a road man in London Street? Bro, just get a gun. It's like, stop with the retarded comments. I'm a Christian warrior. I'm not looking to be a road man. I'm a Christian warrior in a war talking with a secret persecution program called gang stalking. And guns are illegal in Sweden. So you're being stupid. And you know you're being stupid. You're being stupid on purpose. A knife. I believe I'm quite possibly as, if not more dangerous, with a knife in my head in here. If somebody's in an apartment, I want to kill them. I think I'm about as dangerous with this as if I had a 9mm. You understand? The main advantage of a firearm is 5 feet and longer, see? So at the point of like engagement beginning, if someone comes to the window there, yeah, if I can get 2-3 rounds off if he's charging me before deploying my knife, but like once we're at this range, a knife is at least as useful as a gun, see? And one of the advantages of a gun, of a knife, is that it never runs out of bullets. There's no mag changes. So you have a strong knife and you're good at retaining it. You can throw 36 attack. Do you understand? Like a Glock with a 33 round mag, you got 33 lethal strikes you can land, okay? With a knife, I can last 125, understand? And there's no reloading. As long as I'm holding the knife in my hand, I can keep attacking with it. So a knife is about as dangerous as a firearm in close combat. I call it ECQB, Extreme Close Quarters Battle. So in 15 feet and less, a knife is about as dangerous as a gun is. It can be fast and easy to deploy, and it's, if you think about it, a stab is a wound channel into the body. See? So a 38 shot into your arm causes less damage than this knife being stabbed into your arm in certain cases, or about as much. This permanent wound channel being stabbed into your body, well, it's gonna be this size of wound, more or less. So this stab into your body, it's about as dangerous as being shot to that part of the body. If somebody hits hard enough to have good penetration, see? So it's like penetration matters. If you have a weak grip, you're not athletic, you can't move fast, punch hard in boxing, see? You can't apply that to, like, oh, you can hit hard holding a knife now. If you can hit hard, kinetic energy, you can get deep penetration with a knife, see? No, bro, I'm just messing around. I don't think it's funny, okay? You're being annoying like a class clown. This is serious men business, training martial arts. You come and be like a goofy bitch boy, like a 12-year-old. Just being, oh, I'm being a goofy, silly bitch boy. Okay? I'm not about that. You're getting blocked, okay? Oh, what, you like training to become a Roman in London Street? Haha. Bro, just get a gun. No, bro, just messing around. If I call him, just keep up good work. Have a great day. Go jump in the lake, okay? Go jump in the lake. Okay. So, so guns are illegal in Sweden. Okay. And it's a 1-year minimum in prison. So I've had knives on me in public before, illegally, covert carrying knives concealed in public, and got taken by the cops and got a fine, okay? And they confiscate it. I get a letter in the mail. You owe us this much money. It's like $350 this time, $380 that time. Okay, and it's calculated. It's called dagsböter, which means it's calculated off your monthly income. So, which means it's like an equal system. So a guy who got a salary of 50,000 crowns per month, his fine for the same crime is going to be more crowns than a person who earns $300 per month. It's like calculated by percentage of income. Okay. So anyways, the point, which I guess also makes sense because you're more likely to get the fine money, like if people can afford it. Okay. So here's the point. Like, you understand, somebody's like on food stamp with a fine for $5,000. How likely are they to like try their hardest to pay this off to be a good boy, understand? Okay. So anyway, that's the point. Where's I go with this? So yeah,
I used to a few times carry a knife covert in public and got caught by the cops. And it was only the times that they caught me that I had one on me. Okay. So I'm not confessing to like any times carrying knives and not being caught. So they were lucky. The only times, like what, 4, 6 times I've been caught with a knife in public. The only times that I was carrying one was the times that the cops had to check my pockets and found a knife on myself. See, so that's how that works. So it's like they got lucky, I understand. So anyway, that's the point. Okay. So it's like, meaning I wasn't carrying knives illegally in between those sessions where I got caught with them. It was only the cases where they found one on me that I was carrying one on me. So here's the point. Okay. So anyway, it's like, yeah. So it's like, there's a lot of coincidences. Anyways, the point. So now, it was a fine. Now they raised the brott mot kniv law, like crime against the knife law. They raised the punishment for that to, it's like prison time is more likely, depending on the circumstances. Okay. So they raised the penalty for it. Okay. Now, here's the point. With a knife, it's one, okay. Now, with a gun, it's 1 year minimum prison, which means Swedish law, if you have a firearm, its minimum term is 1 year in prison if you have a gun. At home, the cops do a warrant, you have a legal firearm, you cover a firearm in public. Unless they change, it's 1 year minimum in prison. And it might be like 2/3 of that effective time or something for this. Now here's the point, which means just carrying one. It's like, do you understand? If like, we'll just get a gun, it's like you're being silly, understand? So it's like, I don't need a firearm. I can legally have knives on in my home, and I can be very effective with them, and about as dangerous in here as if I would have a pistol on my hip. I'm not joking. Understand? Meaning, if you're in close quarters inside of an apartment with somebody, and it's within 30 feet everywhere, you can be about as dangerous with a knife as with a firearm. The main advantage of the firearm is the range advantage, where you can remain behind cover at a distance and engage your opponent. Similar to bow on the high rate of fire, like more damage. So you're being a silly goof and one of these little trolls here, and you got blocked. Okay. Just get a gun. I'm a flying monkey, work for the gang stalker persecution program. Shuttle. Okay. So I don't need a gun. Okay. I really don't. I don't need a gun. Melee weapons is sufficient for most things. Also, my body is a weapon. Okay. My body is a weapon. So anyways, the point. Just get a gun. You're being retarded. I live in Sweden. Okay. Just get a gun. I already told you it's illegal to have guns here. I have air guns though, which is not legal. So, first beta cowboy gang stalkers who up in the chat. Cyber stalking, flying monkey minion, working for the persecution porn called gang stalker, Byrås talar med. I live in reality, like La La Land of movies and not understanding fighting and combat and just knowing what you see in movies and things like this. This is real combat training, understand? This is real warrior combat training, not movie stuff, okay? So here, notice I have a neck here. So from here, what can I do from here? If I had the blade inwardly, where it's a dagger, I can turn it and cut. Now, from here, there's all kinds of things you can do. But if you can get a neck hold, here, with the blade towards the neck like this, and then push it forward, it can also be effective.
those are the punch cuts. See? So the follow-up step. Yeah. So, with this knife here, here's another advantage. An advantage. So in some ways, a knife can be equal to the gun. In some ways, disadvantages. For example, with a pistol, it's only dangerous the barrel, which is it's only dangerous when I'm pointing. See, at that moment we pull the trigger, there's a time when this one spot is a danger zone. See, so if I'm aiming there, it's like where I'm pointing is dangerous. Then if you move there, I have to get this little 9mm hole lined up with where I want to hit. So it's like it's dangerous in a straight line in front of me like this, whereas a knife is dangerous 360. See? So from here, something's approaching me. It's dangerous this whole line. See here, and attacking with one attack from here. There's something here. I can carry the energy on and cut behind myself. See here with the same attack. Whereas if I have a gun, I want to attack here and then here. It's bang, change my position and bang here. Whereas with a gun, it's easy to be dangerous in the front and quickly in the back. So I got shot in the leg by this gang stalker persecution program here. So I've been attacked by a weapon. So they shot me in the leg in the right calf with a CIA dart gun. And I really lost an assassination attempt, one of many. They also got a dentist to poke a hole in my tooth. Meaning, they recruited a dentist, I had a dental appointment. And they got to the dentist at my appointment and got her to, hey, poke a hole in his tooth. Because that could lead to heart attack and stroke, see? And they left a dead animal outside the clinic to like mock me. This type of stuff that's happened to me. Atrocities. And it requires people who have believed absurdities to get them to be part of this. So what I've learned from having attacked by the program, like studying, is they've been very cowardly, see? Attack like sucker punch attacks. Wait until I'm not looking in a vulnerable position, capitalize on it and attack. Like I'm paying for my stuff in the grocery store. There's a person walking past and I'm not looking, I'm typing my PIN code to buy something. Shoot me in the leg with a dart gun, see? Understand? It's like I'm outside walking, they have a car driving past with a chem spray device in it. And it's like, wait until I'm moving. So this is how the program, like when you're not expecting it, using using the moment of surprise, element of surprise, and like everything really. But thankfully, I'm still alive. So I'm gonna take this off now. Leave the manly stuff to the men, and you can leave the goofy beta boy, silly goof stuff to the chat. When real men are training warrior stuff and knife fighting and things like this, and you're like a little goofy class clown, just being a silly goofball. Here's another way to attack. With the blade upward now. Here, same targets on belly button. And if I enter into the body, cheap penetration back to here. Now obviously, I can pull on it, see? That's another thing. So if I enter with a stab into the body, okay, and I'm like here in the body. Now obviously, if I'm in the body, I can pull on it or push on it, okay, to exacerbate the injury. So if I enter the body here, I'm all the way in. Obviously, I can pull on it, and if it enters here, it might create a wound all the way over here. These guys on the back. I'm more confident with reverse grip for powerful attacks, like hitting hard. And that's a burst, where I'm hitting 3 attacks. And I'm not like accurate, I'm just hitting the body. Stab, stab, stab. So, we'll just get a gun. So, okay, listen now. You don't need to have a gun to be dangerous inside the home. A knife can be about as dangerous as a gun. Definitely. Now, if you're a man that doesn't understand combat, fighting, and things like this, that takes explaining to. You can YouTube search 21-foot rule and look at all training footage from American police departments. And you can realize how dangerous a knife can be within 25 feet. Okay? Even against somebody having a pistol, see? So it's not like this movie stuff, it's like the pistol. It's like a movie called I heard, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. What's in a phone booth? If you're in a phone booth, where's the gunfight? Don't bring a knife to gunfight. Where is the gunfight? It's in a phone booth. It's in a car. Is it inside of a small apartment? Is it within 10 feet? Is it inside of a bathroom, see? So do you understand? So a knife can be incredibly dangerous. So it's not like firearms have monopoly on being effective weapons of war. People have proven this in the Middle Ages. Spears, lances, spiked clubs, axes, flanged maces, swords, axes, and daggers and things like this. Also, it can be, there is like similarities. With a knife, it can be easier to deploy it and get into action. Okay. It can be easy to deploy it and get into action. Depends on how you carry your gun. If you carry your gun with a round in the chamber and the safety off, you're more likely to shoot yourself with the draw. Okay, first of all. Now, secondly, it's like it's easier. Okay. Now, with a knife, it can be easier to draw a knife from a covert carry position and get into action, like get off your first attack, than with a firearm. I'm gonna check if. Yeah, okay. I got this some regular boxing now. So here I have this. I like this knife. It's one of my favorites. This is a Cold Steel. This might be my favorite knife of all the knives I own. This is a Cold Steel Mini Legend. And it's a dagger. I call it the Cold Steel Mini Dagger. And it's easily concealable. So it's a knife that is easy to have on you. And it's like I have another Cold Steel knife. Yeah, in that. this one, okay? This one. This is supposed to be Contento. This is a hefty big blade. Now, if I would wear my sweatpants here, and this, it's like I'm more likely to get tired of carrying it and putting it off, see? So the best weapon to have on you is a weapon you have only when you need it, okay? It's like the best weapon is the one you have only when you need it. A weapon is better than no weapon. So if like you have like a machete, they don't end up carrying all the time. It might be a better weapon to be dangerous with fighting with blades than this. With the reach and like chopping parts things like this. But I'm unlikely to have that on me. Like a machete strapped here, and I'm training martial art, getting physical range of motions, and if I want to so quickly, I want to take it off. It's going to be more likely that I don't have it on me if I need to. So a knife like this is easily concealable, and it's a dangerous weapon. It has a good blade profile for piercing, which I'm biased towards, meaning some people prefer slashes, like I like piercing attacks, thrusts, stabs. So you can carry it in all kinds of ways, and it's easy to carry concealed in all kinds of ways. See, so here, in a pocket. Now it's not super concealed there, but it's something like walk around the house like this. I can carry it like this. There's other ways you can carry this. It's a knife that's light, a viable weapon, while not being so bulky and heavy that you end up not having on it. So I like this. And another advantage with the dagger is, now we get into knife fighting martial arts again. So with this training knife that I have, most knives, the most common knife is sharp on one side, see? Which limits your techniques. There's less techniques you can use. So with this knife, the silver tape symbolizes the edge, the forward side, front towards the enemy. So this here is only dangerous here, see, here. So I can't do this and return with that attack because it's not sharp on the back side. Like it's a dagger sharp on both sides. I can cut here and up here. I can return here without changing the grip, see. If I attack here, and there's a hand coming to grab my knife off, I can cut it on the way up, see. If there's another hand coming here for a knife, I can cut on the way down. If it's here now, and there's something here I want to cut, I can cut up. So without changing the grip, I can cut both sides, see, like this. See, I can cut both sides without changing the grip. Another thing about knife fighting martial arts I want to get into is this. So missed shots. So here is the hook stab to the neck. See here, a hook stab to the neck. Now obviously, if I achieve entry here, obviously if it's in the neck, I can exacerbate the injury dramatically by pulling on it. If it's in, see. If you have acquired, if you got it into the body, now and you have a blade there, you can capitalize on this position and not exacerbate the injury. Do you understand? So if I get into your line here, like here, well, into the body, whatever, like that, and I'm in here. Now, obviously, if I pull on it, I'm cutting from the inside of the body up, and it's really nasty. So here's the point. So this is a hook stab. Now, remember, in a knife fight, it's not unlikely, even if you train accuracy, so this, you get better at it. Like connecting or what to connect with. Okay, that was the aim for the eye socket, but the training knife had a band, which is my point of impact. So anyway, that's the point. So you want to count for misses and drill for counter misses. The knife can be good for muscle memory. If this person, I close the distance, stab them, and then increase the distance again. See, it's like in and out. And I'm waiting for them to move towards me. I can capitalize on the counter come in like this. Now, if they're coming towards me, it's like they're leaping on me or coming at me, and I'm trying to time a stab and catch them coming in with a stab to the neck there. Okay, now, if I misgauge the distance or they increase the speed, I might end up hitting them right in the tip to the neck with like a clothesline with my forearm or wrist. like this. See? So I'm missing on purpose now. And it's like go for this but missing. See here. See what happened there? Where I'm hitting, not with this, I'm hitting here. Now, this is also good to the muscle memory from. So I'm missing on purpose now. See? And after I arrive behind the neck, I'm pulling and cutting. So here's a misstep. See? And it's a close line to his neck. Now, if I'm still contact with his body, that helps me to cut, understand? Because my brain has real-time feedback of with the arm, so it really helps me to just turn into a cut here. So if it's like blind here, it's like to attach my cut. If I feel it and I time it to as I impact, I have a pull reflex. Like this. See, and I'm cutting after missing. That could also be good to train for. Same here, if the person is coming at me and I'm going for a hook stab here and I end up behind the body here. Now notice, here's the position that I just got it by missing, see? And I can capitalize on. So here, see? And what I'm trying to do is simulate misses. So it's like trying to stand in here as the person is coming towards me, see? Now if I miss, overshoot here, see, I'm still behind the body and building a reflex for attachment to it. So with this type of knife, it depends on if it's sharp on both sides or one side. The dagger is sharp on both sides. So however I end up, I can cut here, and then I can right away with the same grip, after going here, cutting here, I can push into a fresh cut. And if I'm here, do you understand? If I arrive here, if I have the knife here, cut here, end up over here, so I slash here, across the body. And I'm here now. The arm. So I can cut the arm with the same grip because it's a dagger now. I can cut here, see, and now I'm behind his body. So I can cut on the way back, here, and then stabs I can cut. So you can cut more ways. Now, with the dagger, it's also about twice as many ways so you can get hurt really. Because it's dangerous on both sides. Those kind of things you see me do. This is shadow box. Light. Here's a circle drill that I invented for knife fighting. Now use training knives. Anything you see me use these knives for, use training knife for time home. Or not at all. So here, let's use the sheets. Demonstrate the circle drill. This is also a drill that you can, it's like you can use this for cardio. You can use this for building muscles in your arms for wielding knives. Let's see if we still have video. Seems to be an error. What about now? Yeah, I'm gonna have to end this because it's a bug now with the camera's off.